have to.
No, you don't.
They have to know.
No, Caiaphas is here and he
They
will
have
arrest
to know.
him.
They have to know.
They don't.
On the day that I met Jesus, how can I put this? You see, I was dead. I've been real sick. Both my mother and father did everything that they could. Called in the physician to look at me to see if there was anything he could do for me. Called in the priest to pray for my recovery. Why, they even called in my Aunt Elizabeth, as she was known to be good with herbal remedies. Nothing helped. I had a high fever. I remember being dizzy, not even being able to see straight. Mumbling in my own fever-driven dreams, wanting to live, wanting to run again. Why, even wanting to play with my little brother, and you know we don't see eye to eye very often. I tell you, I was desperate. In the end of my breathless whispered prayers were not enough. The constant wet claws placed on my head, even taking me down to the cool waters of the Jordan, were not enough. Finally, being so weak, I knew I was dying. I just knew it was true. No one who could save me from the darkness. One moment I saw my mother and father sitting beside me, each holding one of my hands in the circle of hope. Somehow I had to say something in the very last moment. I smiled. Yes, I smiled. I told them I was going to be all right, but then nothing, only darkness. I was dead. Then I heard this voice like the Jordan in the rainy season. A voice like rushing waters. Yes, that was it. A voice like rushing waters. That voice filled my darkness with light. It told me, "Daughter, you are only sleeping. Wake up." And the darkness went away. I opened my eyes. I saw my father, Jairus, standing beside my mother. By the wondrous looks on their faces, laughing. Their tears had changed from sorrowful to joyful ones. I turned my head and beheld the face of the man from Nazareth that I had seen in and around town. He was there with some friends, James and John, the sons of Zebedee, and one other. I cannot remember his name. He was a big man, a fisherman, I think. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard of the other miracles. Water to wine, sight to the blind, feeding of the 5,000. And yet you do not believe that Jesus is sent from God? Why are you allowing these earthly people to sentence him to death? Can you not see the truth? They are only afraid of losing their positions of power. Why will they not see who this Jesus is? Truly, I tell you, he's the very Son of God. Why, in a little while, they'll lead him to this very place to die. I can see in some of your faces, you are actually looking forward to it, his death. Are you so afraid of change that you cannot see the light from your darkness? Part of me wants to scream at you, do not let him die, we need him. You need to understand this. I have only met him once. Yes, I even love him. How could I not? James, you were there, remember? My name is Sarah. I am the living example of the miracle that is possible through him. The other part of me knows this is not going to turn out as you think it will. The look of fear, of sadness, of being weighed down by hate might be changed if you were just willing to come out of the darkness and into the light. He did that for me. He can do that for all of you. Why will you people not see this? I just don't.